Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. For those of us who are viewing us on Facebook and YouTube, you're tuning in right now to the Evening and Part-Time Society catch up with the Evening and Part-Time Society. My name is Roland Thomas, and I will be your moderator for this evening's event. We welcome all on board, specifically the evening and part-time students that we represent, but also other members of students are welcome to join us as we do catch up with the reps. We catch up with the persons who are responsible for guiding the society in the direction that it is to go in line with the Guild for this academic year of 2021-2022. So welcome again. My name is Roland Thomas. I'll be your moderator. We'll give persons a couple minutes to come in so that they can share with us, prepare your comments, your questions, whatever you may have to ask. We have a great lineup of panelists to have a discussion with, as well as your reps for the Evening and Part-Time Society will also be here to share with you some of the things that are happening in the various faculties, and also persons to share what events to look out for as the society starts and begins its semester for this academic year. So welcome on board, and we just await a couple more minutes to begin officially. In the meantime, feel free to drop comments, feel free to have your questions ready, to have conversation in the chat, anything. It's an open discussion. It's an open forum. It is our time to be free and to share with each other our views and anything that you so desire. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I know I see a couple of persons are coming on, so persons are sending their greetings. Thank you so much. We welcome all of you on board. We welcome you to come and we're trying to just get a couple of things off, set the agenda, set the tone right for the semester, so we can all hear what's happening, what's going on. It's just time to catch up with your EPT Society, with your reps, with persons that sit on the committee, and everyone that's here to serve you. Those of you who are viewing us on Facebook, good afternoon, good night. On YouTube, we say good night to you as well. Those who will be streaming with us on Instagram, doing their reposts, getting excited. Good night to you guys as well. I'm a bit excited to start. I mean, we have a lot lined up. We have a lot of exciting things coming up as it relates to the EPT Society. So if I'm a bit excited and I'm a student myself, I trust that everyone else will also feel, elated to hear what we have in store, what are the events that are coming up, and how you can be a part or be a member of, or how you can contribute to our society, how we can give back to you as the reps and as a society. Okay, guys. So again, I say good night to you all. My name is Roland Thomas. Again, you can call me Roland if you wish. Tonight we're here. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram with the Evening and Part-Time Society uh, of the Guild of Students for 2021-2022. We're just catching up with you guys this evening. It's our first live for the semester. And I would like to say it's also our first live as the Evening and Part-Time Society as well. So welcome to you all. Welcome. Good night again. One of the key things that we're hoping to obtain tonight is the attention of all reps or all evening and part-time students, those that are currently involved or enrolled, in a degree program at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus. Those are our focus and our target for tonight. I mean, like I said before, anyone who wishes to join us, any other student who wishes to join us and may have concerns or questions that needs to be asked as well, we do welcome you on board. Tonight, as we start, I would just like to invite our Vice President, of the Guild of Students for the academic year 2021-2022, Mr. Christian Malchan, to bring a few words as he addresses our society today. So, Mr. Malchan, are you here with us tonight?
Yes, I am. I don't know if I'm on screen as yet.
Yes, you are. So you're free to go ahead. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for catching up with the EPT Society. On behalf of the rep, I say thank you very much for taking the time to come out and share with us today. So now the floor is yours to bring a few words of greetings to our society.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone and thank you, Mr. Thomas, for having me and the team for having me. And I would like to also congratulate the EPT, the entire team for putting together this. I know sometimes persons don't always know who's the EPT, and it's important. And I'm saying EPT, but I really say evening and part-time reps. My task today is pretty simple, and I don't want to take up much time because I believe we have a lot of persons here to give greetings, and it's more important than my duty right now. All they already know me, all will get to know me during the rest of the year, and it's the other persons is who you really want to know about. So I will just stick to two things. Bring greetings on behalf of the council itself, as well as just mentioning two touch base things that's coming up. You know, on 30th of September, we would be hosting our annual Guild Fest. This year, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, we are still virtual. However, it's promised to be exciting, it's promised to be engaging. It's something that we have been working on secretly behind this, but to see how much and how better could we present this virtual aspect, something that could be engaging, something that could reignite the flames. We know persons are stressed and frustrated, and this is technically what we are going to do this year with the Guild Fest. So I think you should look out for that from September the 30th to October the 2nd. The dates, the events, everything will be released. I am promising you, it's going to be extremely engaging. It's going to be prizes to be won. We're going to bring back that fun to the virtual space. Even though we've been here for 2 years, we still want to bring back that fun to the virtual space. And I also just want to touch on, we have our upcoming annual general meeting, and I know it's always important to get to know the Guild, and it's always important to hold a Guild accountable. So at our annual general meeting, which will be announced, persons to come out and touch base with the Guild, get to know the vice president, ask questions, ask concerns, because I know a lot of students would have a lot of concerns and questions and complaints, and you mightn't always have access to the Guild. So that is your time to come out to let your voices be heard and be accountable and hold the Guild accountable. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I just really appreciate the hard work of the EPT team tonight for having this virtual, their first, I think, virtual live. And I really appreciate having me here today. And I would like to just tell you guys, thank you all for coming out, those of you all who are viewing. And I think that's mostly it. Thanks for you again for having me. Back to you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you very much, Christian. You know, one of the things that I'm very excited about is the virtual Guild Fest, because last year, you know, was a very simple but yet still interesting Guild Fest, and I think this year we are really looking forward to that really grand and fun or inventory time of what the virtual space would be like in terms of having a Guild Fest. So yeah, the EPT Society is always here when it's that time for promotion and all of that. So we are ready, and we'll try our best to round up our crews and get them involved and get them on that virtual space. So thank you very much for bringing those greetings on behalf of the Guild, and your president. Send our regards and our greetings to him as well. I trust that you would remain with us for the balance of the evening. So should anyone have any further questions or any other concerns that may arise in terms of the evening and parting society, you would be here to assist us. So thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, there you had it, the Vice President of the Guild of Students for 2021-2022, Mr. Christian Malchan. At this time, I like to bring on she's been one of my good friends. We only made acquaintances very recently, but she has been quite professional in the execution of her duties. She just manages our team really, really well. Let me give you a little back history on the individual that I'm speaking about. Her name is Mrs. Naya Wheeler. She's the chairman of the Evening and Part-Time Society. Ms. Wheeler is passionate about society and the systems that comes together to ensure its effective functioning. Education also holds a special place in her heart. This propelled her to pursue and to complete her BEd in social studies with majors in sociology. She uses this motivation to continue her academic journey as she is currently in her second year reading for the Masters of Science in Sociology at the university. Mrs. Wheeler is currently the chairman of the Evening and Part-Time Society of the Guild of Students for 2021-2022. And she's also a teacher with a passion for helping learners in need of special attention. So viewers on Facebook and YouTube, members of the EPT Society, students, well-wishers, please send some love in the chat, send some, raise your hands, and this that 100 thing that we have, that the percentage thing that we have, just bring some love for our chairperson and the Evening and Part-Time Rep, Miss Wheeler. Good night, Miss Wheeler. Are you here with us?
Good night, Mr. Thomas.
The floor is yours, ma'am. Please take charge.
Thank you. Greetings, all protocols observed. I cordially wish to welcome everyone present as well as viewing via recording to the new academic year 2021-2022 in the University of the West Indies. The Evening and Part-Time Society is excited to have you here with us in tonight's live, and we're excited to partner with you going forward. We are thrilled to be partnering with you as you participate in an exciting educational journey of discovery. Whether you are returning or first-year student, you would find unlimited opportunities to enjoy university life, even on a virtual landscape. Although the COVID-19 pandemic has hindered us from meeting physically, we can still meet in a virtual environment. We no longer have the issue of running from class to class or club to club. We can now enjoy the luxury of engaging in activities by the click of a button. Let us use this pandemic period as an opportunity. Even though we may seem further apart, we are closer together than ever before. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wheeler. Always well eloquent in your words and your contribution. Ms. Wheeler, I have a question. In terms of the whole preparation and the way going forward for preparing this live, what was that like for us or for you, or from your perspective, for the Evening and Part-Time Society, and it being one of the first lives that the society has ever had, and even given in the whole virtual environment?
It definitely was. It was a tedious process. I am very perfect in the sense that I like things a certain way. So I must say hats off to the team that put together this, even though we had a little hiccups at the last minute. It indeed was a great thing that we achieved, and seeing that this is our first live, I'm really, really happy that we are here and everything is going smoothly. Just say thank you for the participants for coming out, and we do hope to have a great night with everyone.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you again, Ms. Wheeler. So guys, you have it. That was the contribution of the words from our chairperson and our Evening and Part-Time Rep of the university, Ms. Wheeler, Tanaya Wheeler. I would also like to say good night to the since who are viewing us via the Alma Jordan on behalf of the Alma Jordan Library, because we do have a short segment in store with the representative from the Alma Jordan Library to share with you all tonight. So please stay tuned for that. There is representatives from CAPS as well as Peer Counseling Association here with us tonight. So we really have a really full night, guys, and we hope that you all would continue to join us, have your questions ready for the team and for everyone that is taking part in our live and our virtual forum for tonight. Share your jokes with us. We'll be glad to share them with others and just welcome you all. At this time, I would like to invite members of the Evening and Part-Time Society in terms of the representatives, those who are responsible for each faculty of the university to represent students who are part-time and evening students. So at first, I would like to welcome Mr. Keston Wellen, who is the faculty for social science. Is Mr. Wellen? Mr. Wellen? Awesome. Okay. I will get back to Mr. Wellen, who is not with us at this time. So I would like to now invite Ms. Sylvester, Rolissa Sylvester. She's the Faculty of Humanities and Education. While she prepares to join us, I asked Ms. Wellen to tell me a quick little history about herself, and this is what she had to say to me. She said, "Hi, I am Rolissa Sylvester. I'm completing my BSc in Spanish with a double major in linguistics and literature. I'm also evening and part-time student. I'm also the evening and part-time rep for the Humanities and Education faculty." She says, "I'm a South girl at heart and I love teaching. My personal motto in life is just do it." So that is Miss Sylvester, who will also join us at a later time tonight. I would now call on Mr. Brandon Oge. I hope, Brandon, I hope that I have your pronunciation of your surname correctly.
Mr. Thomas, you butchered that, but it's fine. Good.
Sorry about that.
So it's fine.
Give me the correct pronunciation of your name, Brandon.
Brandon Ujir.
Ujir.
I mean, we having fun here, right? So I wait to remember it's Jira. Like yes. Jira pork, just remove the A and add a O at the front. Brandon Ujir.
I'll take note of that, Brandon, certainly for the next time. Guys, Brandon Ujir.
Boy.
Is the Faculty of Science and Technology rep on the Evening and Part-Time Committee. He's also the Deputy Representative for the Faculty of Social Science and Technology. He's enrolled as a part-time student pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Biology Special, as well as working as the cash book banking clerk 1 at the Maritime Services Division of the Ministry of Works and Transport. Brandon, you give me a full resume here.
Of course.
Yes, he says he's a third-year student in his degree, but not a final year year 3 of 5, and he's very approachable and very outgoing. Brandon, I without a doubt,
I can prove that right here, right now, literally.
I can certainly attest to the approachability, but I mean, or the outgoingness. I'm not certain about the approachability, but carry on, sir. Please bring your greetings on behalf of the FST, on behalf of the EPT Society.
Yes. Good evening, all. Right. Yes, Brandon Ojir here. As you all heard, I do have a full resume. Believe it or not, I'm only 21. If you all could believe from that whole resume, I am this young. Yes, I am. Honestly, it's an honor to serve on this committee and represent evening and part-time students. However, more so part-time, as the Faculty of Science and Technology only has part-time students. Y'all could always reach out to me. Y'all could always find me on social media via the FST page, evening and part-time page. Any FST concerns, myself and Miss Wheeler, especially part-time, of course, we can assist y'all. And yeah, it's honestly a vibe. I'm also slightly a veteran, if I don't mind calling myself that. because this will be my third consecutive year serving on the Evening and Part-Time Society. So I'm around, guys. So thank you. And yeah, y'all feel free to reach out anytime.
Certainly, thank you very much, Brandon. Of course, you're not a fresher to the society, so I know you're well ready for any questions or concerns that comes our way via any of the students that they may have. So thank you again, guys. I humbly apologize. I forgot to introduce our vice chairperson, Mrs. Giselle Kent. Sorry, Giselle. I really humbly apologize for omitting you in the chain of command or the line of protocol. I will certainly take my consequences after. I'm just kidding. Ms. Kent, guys, to tell you about Ms. Kent, she holds a bachelor's degree in behavioral science and currently pursuing a master's in sociology as a part-time student. She holds a position as vice chairperson. As
your deputy?
Certainly.
I am your deputy.
I am humbly apologize for that.
So, Miss Wheeler and I, yes. Miss Wheeler and I know birds of a feather. All right, so we have similar passions and so the evening and part-time population. So it's a pleasure to serve you on this committee. So we will be in touch as we continue throughout the semester to give you great service as usual.
Thank you, Mrs. Kent. And again, my apologies. She's always strategic in her approach, and I must commend her for her contribution and her support to Ms. Wheeler. At this time, guys, I would like to invite the Faculty of Food and Agriculture, Mrs. Shadell Ford. Shadell is a student. She's a student representative for the Faculty of Food and Agriculture on the Evening and Part-Time Committee. She's currently in her last year pursuing a BSc in Human Ecology with a double major in Family and Consumer Science and not a Nutritional Science. She is also a UWISTAT ambassador, where she strives for regional integration among her peers through volunteerism within the student community. Ms. Ford?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Exciting write-up. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Hi, I'm a bit nervous, to be honest.
Certainly, it's okay to be nervous.
Introduction. So I am excited to be here and, to be a representative for my faculty. So I'm excited to be here and ready for all the posted questions and, all of the excitement to come.
Does it have anything exciting happening in the Faculty of Food and Agriculture?
We do have a lot of projects that we are talking about, but none that I can speak of because they're all in the works, but we are so full of activities. So just keep posted to the UWI page, keep posted to your emails, and you will hear from my faculty very soon.
Oh, certainly. Thank you very much. I hope that our viewing and listening audience would have much better questions or concerns for you and your faculty. So thank you so kindly for being with us. Guys, up next, I'd like to invite Ms. Denise Webster. Ms. Webster is the representative for postgraduate evening and part-time students. Ms. Webster holds a bachelor's in education with specialization in social studies and sociology and a bachelor's of social work. Presently, she is pursuing a master's in child and youth society at the University of the West Indies. She stands by the philosophy that everyone deserves a second chance and considers it her duty to help others. She is passionate about issues related to development of child and youth within the Caribbean. Presently, Ms. Webster serves as the postgraduate representative on the EPT Society. Ms. Webster?
Here I am. Hi, everyone.
How are you today?
I'm good. It's so good to be a part of the EPT Society and then also being a greater part of the University of the West Indies, right? The #1 university in the world. So, I bring greetings to all EPT members, I bring greetings to all postgraduate members as well. I am very accessible, very social, similar to Brandon, right? Brandon, we have similar ways in terms of you can get at me, you can reach me via my email. And before the end of the night, I will definitely be sharing my contact with you just in case you have any concerns related to postgrad, any postgrad issues. Hopefully I would be able to respond to it and be able to assist. And if I cannot assist and answer right away, if you leave me an email, just throwing this out there, if you leave me an email, I will get back to you as soon as possible. So hey, I'm a postgrad rep. Feel free to contact me and feel free to say hello. Thank you so much, Roland.
Thank you very much, Danielle. You're such a very heavily spirited person. So thank you very much for sharing that light and that vibe with us this afternoon. Thank you so much. So again, thank you all for viewing. Those who are viewing us Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Members of the EPT Society, members of the general student population, those who are viewing us on the Alma Jordan Library, or viewers on behalf of the Alma Jordan Library, welcome you guys as well. Thank you so much. Do feel that your questions or concerns that you may have does not fall within our realm tonight. Please send anything that you wish for us to answer for you as it relates to our evening and part-time rep and society. Guys, at this time, I have just two more persons to introduce as persons who make up the committee, and that would be our hardworking and outgoing secretary, Ms. Rihanna Madhu. Rihanna is pursuing her master's in sociology, and she also obtained a bachelor's in sociology. She's currently the secretary of the EPT Society, as well as at the Gill Library evening and part-time rep. Rihanna understands and promotes the importance of food security within the nation, as it is an important and as it is important as other tenants for the functioning of society. She enjoys hearing persons speak languages, foreign languages to her.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Rihanna. I'm part of the executive. I'm the secretary. I'm so happy to be serving on this committee because it's so fun. It's the first time I've been actually serving, and well, the little parts about myself, those are things that are meaningful to me. And well, Roland laughed specifically at the last part because we've recently understood that he speaks a lot of foreign languages, and his eloquence while speaking is amazing. So I just wanted to say hi and greetings to everyone. We are here to serve you. You should contact us, either one of us, I believe, if concerned, if you're not getting through with anyone else. We're all here to help you with anything, any questions, anything at all. So do have a great night, and I hope you all engage and interact with us. Please ask your questions when the forum is open to do so. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much, Rihanna. And thank you for putting some parts of my personal, capabilities out there. But that is okay for the hour. And guys, the last and final person I would like to introduce to you on behalf of the committee is none other than my good self. I hold the position as the treasurer for the Evening and Part-Time Society. I also sit on the Public Relations Committee as the deputy chairperson. I am pursuing my degree in banking and finance specialization. I did not write anything about myself because I thought that it would be fitting of me just to say or speak to you guys, from the top of my head. But just the person that I am, very outgoing. I'm, far-reaching for things that I would like to achieve in life. I sit and I work with every member of the committee who I enjoy. This is my second time sitting on the committee, and I must say that this session is very, even operating in the virtual environment, it is more difficult, but it yet is still enjoying at the same time. And it is always a pleasure to serve members of the Evening and Part-Time Society because I understand what it is to be an evening or a part-time student. And I know some of the intricacies that we face as part-time students. So don't feel that we're not there with you. We understand and we empathize because we all experience some challenges and some of the similar things as we take our course, of this journey that we take together. So while I may sit as your treasurer, I still, I'm here to give contribution to some of the ideas or projects and initiatives that we have in store for you guys. So this is myself, Roland Thomas, Treasurer of the Evening and Part-Time Society and Deputy Public Relations, Chairperson of the Public Relations Committee of the Guild of Students for 2020-2021. So at this time, I have questions I would like to ask because I saw persons started asking their questions, and I don't want you guys to feel like we're not here, we're not taking a question. This question came from me, Ramjit. I believe, Mr. President, if you're here with us, this question may be for you. She asks, can I wear a white dress to the graduation picture session, or is it only limited to the white skirt? Mr. Vice President, Christian?
Yes, I'm here.
Sorry, if you want me to repeat the question, I can.
I heard the question already. Because we don't want to take up much time, what I would say is if person who has a question can reach out to me at guildvicepresident@my.ue.edu, and I'll be happy to give a response there.
Okay, great. I have one more question that I believe would apply to you because the person did not give which faculty that they represent. So guys, also when you're sending your question, please make sure to say which faculty you're coming from so that we can assign the rep to your concern and that they can provide feedback to you as soon as possible. The question says, if you're a GATE-funded student, do you have to pay for the installment on fee pay? Certainly.
That's our next question. I would definitely say they can reach out to me, but I'll give you the short answer. Compulsory fees is what covers the first installment. But if you're 100% GATE student, you would not be paying your tuition. You just have to send the information to GATE and then take your mean test rates and put it into the equal system, and it will recalculate, and then the rest would be what is your compulsory fees. But again, you could send me an email and I'll respond to you as soon as possible.
Certainly, is it? Could you tell what email would they be sending the email to, if possible?
It could be directly to me, guildvicepresident@my.ue.edu.
Okay, great. So for the person who asked the question regarding the fee pay and the installments, so you can direct a question to guildvicepresident@my.uwi.edu, and our vice president would be certain to respond to both your requests both your questions as it relates to the dress code for the graduation, for picture of graduation, as well as the fee pay and the installments. Thank you very much, Mr. VP. You continue to remain with us. The questions keep coming. So, okay, thank you again. So, guys, at this time, I would like to, take things down a bit. We would have introduced all the members of the committee, the members that persons that are representatives for the Evening and Part-Time Society. But we have some very important information that we would like to share with members of the EPT Society. And at this time, I would like to call on Dr. Sarah Chinyanki, who is the manager at the Counseling and the Psychological Services CAPS at the University of the West Indies, to tell you about Miss Chinyanki. She's a doctor she is a clinical psychologist by training and coordinator and coordinates the counseling service at the Counseling and Psychological Services Department functioning within the University of the West Indies. Dr. Chinyanki, are you here with us?
Yep, I'm here.
Hi, thank you for joining us. I hope you're enjoying our session thus far. And
I am. You all sound like a lively bunch, so I'm very happy to be invited. I think we just wanted to give a little overview of what's available to students. So there is free and strictly confidential counseling available to students, and it's fully online right now. So you can send us an email or you can visit the website. We fall under the Division of Student Services and Development, or DSSD. So actually, if you put in DSSD in the search engine on the website, you'll get DSSD, counseling services there. You can click on the button that says book an appointment, or simply email us at counselor, COUNSELLOR @sta.ue.edu. If you visit the website, you'll see that we have virtual walk-ins every Thursday afternoon as well, from 1 to 4. These are for really urgent situations if you can't wait for an appointment. So you don't need an appointment. You just need to get online on a Thursday morning from 9 o'clock and register, and then you'll be sent a little Zoom link. So it's a brief consultation with a counselor for urgent matters. But there are a team of 5 of us offering online appointments throughout the week. And as someone who has worked and studied at the same time, I remember what the pressures were like, and that was even before COVID. So I think one of the things I really encourage students to do is actually consider making an appointment just to check in, make sure that you're doing all right, that there's nothing we can add for your stress management, or if you're having any difficulties at home or with work or with life, that's what we're there for, right? So I think 2 things we don't do: we don't offer academic advice, and we don't have any financial aid to give. But other than that, we're there for any kind of personal issues at all while you're here at UE. There are 2 other programs I do want to mention while we're here tonight. One is Mindful Mondays. So every Monday throughout the semester from 5:30 to 6:30, we really host an hour of relaxation. So it's super basic meditation, simple mindfulness techniques just to manage stress and boost your well-being. And the idea is to start your week off on a good foot, you know? And the second program is actually the Safe Space program. So that's a weekly, now virtual student group that meets every week. And whether you're a member and ally of the LGBT community, we run these groups, everyone's welcome. And we have an open session this Friday, the 17th, from 5 to 6. So if anyone's interested, you can find out more information at safespaceuwi@gmail.com. And if you RSVP by Friday noon, we'll send you the login details for that, you know? So there's quite a bit coming out of the counseling service throughout the semester. We are open throughout the year. I know a lot of students often wonder, the only time we take a week off is between Christmas and New Year's Day. So hopefully if students feel the need, they could just reach out, check in, and make sure that they're giving their best this semester. All right, that's about it.
Thank you very much, Dr.
You're welcome.
I just have a quick question, out of curiosity, in terms of, has the flow or the inflow of persons, been there since the close of the pandemic, in terms of persons accessing the services, and what can we do to increase the awareness or to get the level of communication out there for persons to have the information to come to the center when need to?
So you're asking, are the students coming, to the service? I would say the short answer is yes, and yes. Yeah. So I unfortunately, sometimes when you call for an appointment, it may be that you need to wait a few days, or you need to wait 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the emergency that you present with. I would really encourage people, don't be put off by that. Sometimes you think, oh, I don't want to wait that long, but please make the appointment, because sometimes when we have cancellations and other students can't make it, we're able to bring it up earlier. So we really do our best to accommodate people on a needs basis. So I wouldn't lie, we are a busy service, and I'm pleased that students are reaching out as much as they are. And we, of course, want to encourage other students as well. I think the thing is, sometimes students think they need to be having like a big drama in order to come. And I guess what we say is sometimes actually just to check in with someone, just a comfortable, confidential check-in with someone about what's going on for you can actually be really reassuring, and just make sure that you're not missing anything, can't add to your self-care, as it were. It doesn't have to be a big drama to come.
Straight to me. Thank you so much for that, because I to myself might need to. We have very busy days, very busy schedules as part-time students. Sometimes that stress comes down on you a lot, and you're like, I had mask all over the place. Yeah. So thank you so much for the information. I would be certain to republish that information out there again for just our society and the people that we are here for. Let them know that it's okay to get in and you do have the emergency walk-in, I have to make sure to remind them that it is a virtual walk-in and not a actual walk-in, physical walk-in, that is, because our campus is closed. So I don't want anyone being, missing that key word of virtual walking. I like the idea of it, actually. So thank you very much for sharing with us. And I trust that persons may have more questions later on for you, and we'll be more than willing to assist. Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you, guys. So guys, there you have it. You have the services that CAPS offer. It's not just for the full day students, but it's also for us as part-time students. We all go through our different trials or different strains of life, as we get through this level of tertiary education in our journey. So as Doc would have said, it doesn't always have to be something heavy or something big or something that is exorbitantly pressuring you, that requires you to seek out some assistance, seek out some help, some advice, or anything that you may need to speak to someone. The CAPS services are there for us to utilize. So we encourage you to do so as best as you can. At this time, as we continue to discuss the entire counseling session, and we focus on the mental health of those that we function around, I will also like to take this time to bring in the Peer Counseling Association, who will now bring their address as to what the organization is about, how the day came about, and what are the services that they have to offer to the student body. It's Peer Counseling Association, sorry.
Hi, yes.
Thanks.
Pleased to meet you all.
Welcome on board.
Thank you. I've actually prepared a PowerPoint just to share the relevant contact information, but I don't know if I can share it.
Yes, let me just try to get you set up in the interim. So guys, what we have coming up is the Peer Counseling Association. They're coming to bring a brief discussion or contact information and so on as to what the association is about and how can they contribute or lend assistance to members of the Evening and Part-Time Society. Okay, would you like to go ahead on the interim, Rashida?
Sure, no problem.
You should be able to share now, so you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so on behalf of the Peer Counseling Association, thank you for having us. I am the Public Relations Director for the PCA. And just to get started, we'll tell you about who we are. So we are a student-led association that facilitates mental health services to all UWI students. It can be you're worried about something at home. It can be about school, anything you're concerned about, we are happy to help you. We work alongside the campus counselors from UWI Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS, as you have heard from Dr. Chenyuenki. And we have been trained by them to develop psychosocial support skills. So you may be wondering, what do I mean by trained? Well, students who are trained in the skills necessary to become peer counselors are actually doing this through the co-curricular course called Mind the Gap. Mind the Gap has assessments which use theories and practicals. The practical sessions basically prompt you to handle any scenarios a student may have. It may range from depression, grief, sorts of scenarios like that. Once students have successfully passed, they are further required to undergo training workshops by the PCA's executive body. That will be us. These workshops are guided by extensive training manuals to ensure an acceptable level of quality in our peer counseling. So these manuals actually have the ethics we have in terms of how we will counsel students, and it's actually just to ensure that they have a brief reminder of everything they learned from Mind the Gap. This is a quick flyer just for students to see Mind the Gap is still available on banner. You can register right now. Registration closes on Friday. So just a good reminder here. Now, some activities. If you don't want to get counseling from us, that is perfectly fine, but we do encourage you to check out our activities on our social media pages. We have yoga or mindfulness sessions. We have mental health awareness on our social media. So if you need to learn more about mental health, you can check out the pages. And we also have wellness and support through different activities as well. So it won't only be limited just to what you can learn or you want to de-stress. It can be various other things, hopefully once campus opens again. Now, cans and cans. It's important to remember that your peer counselor has limitations. So to keep in mind, we cannot provide diagnosis of students' mental health, like clinical disorders. That is not our area of expertise. You will need to be directed to CAPS. So we will direct you to CAPS and provide information to other resources or services. We cannot give students unsolicited advice. What we can do, we can reassign you to another peer counselor. So if you have a peer counselor that gave you advice that you weren't hoping for or you're uncomfortable, you can send us feedback, email us, and we will be happy to reassign you. It is not a problem. It is well within your rights. We cannot make judgmental statements or take the focus of the session away from the counselee. What we can do, we can provide feedback or helpful suggestions if the counselee requests it. So only if you ask us, then we'll be able to do so. Other than that, we cannot do that. It is all about you. And lastly, we cannot disclose the counselee's private information, not just your personal contact information, but also whatever you speak about, it is strictly confidential. We will not share it with anyone. And we also will relay transparency about our counseling ethics. What I mean by this is, let's say there's an instance where a student has shown signs of suicide or they have attempted suicide. We cannot just be quiet about it. That is where we will intervene and let you know that we have to let CAPS be aware of the situation. Other than that, everything you relate to us will be strictly confidential. And lastly, the contact information. So if you want to request a peer counselor, this is how. The first two, you have our Linktree link right here and our Gmail account. So you email us or you click the form on this Linktree account and you fill in the information where necessary. If you want to send us an email, all you have to do is tell us your faculty, your contact information, if you'd like to be contacted via Zoom or WhatsApp, and if you have a preference for a counselor, meaning if they should be from your faculty, or if they do your degree, or if you would feel comfortable with somebody of your gender. Reason I say this is there are instances where, let's say it's a female who got harassed, she felt more comfortable talking to a female counselor. So this is why I say to please be specific about what type of counselor you are looking for, and we will get back to you within a 2 to 3 day period. As the semester has started, we actually have to ensure all counselors are up to speed. So it's taken a little bit of time, but it should be fine. And with that, thank you so much for your time. And please contact the Peer Counseling Association for any concerns. Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Okay, no problem. So to become a peer counselor, as I said before, you need to do a co-curricular course called Mind the Gap. It is a 1 credit course. It will be covered by GATE if you are short by 1 credit. But if GATE cannot cover it, you will need to pay $400 because each credit is $400. What I can tell you is that for the assessments, you can check out the website here on this picture here. And it will give you a breakdown of the assessments. Basically, you have journals, you have multiple choice questions, and practical sessions where you'll be experiencing certain scenarios students may face. So these will all prepare you for how to be a peer counselor. Once you have passed the course, we ask that you email us your grades, and we will actually send you a Zoom link to further train you, just to go over our ethic policies and just to ensure you know everything that you were taught in the Mind the Gap course. I hope that answers your question.
Yes. Sorry, I was just taking so many notes at the same time, you know, to keep up with it, with the information. And thank you for so much for giving your contribution and exposing this information to the to our society and to the students, but the student body at large. We will again reiterate or post the information on our social media pages so that persons will have the information once that is okay with the association. So
much appreciated. Thank you so much.
No, thank you very much. I trust so we may have more questions as well. So if you would be so kind to remain with us as well as in case we have other questions from other peers. So thank you again, guys. I would just like to move on to a very exciting session or segment of this event, of tonight's event. Now is where we go into what we at the committee call what's happening. Well, for me, I consider it to be the WhatsApp event or the WhatsApp segment of what's happening at the EPT Society. And I would like to bring Miss Webster, so that she can give a greater detail as to what is really happening with the EPT Society, what are our plans for this academic year, what are things that you as the evening and part-time students can look out for, and you can also send your concerns so that we can also know what you would like to see or would like to have as well for the upcoming academic year. Ms. Webster?
Hi again. Thanks so much, Roland, for the introduction.
Most welcome. I'm excited, taking up the pace a little bit as to what is really going on with EPT for this academic year. So enlighten us tonight.
Definitely, and I know a lot of persons who are on right at this time are also looking forward to hear what we have planned, as the EPT Society. So I am here to bring that report to you. You can imagine some background music and going on right now and building the vibes as we continue. And we look forward to the activities that the EPT Society has planned for the semester, this upcoming semester. So first and foremost, we have our virtual yoga classes. Now, yoga is something that I did a couple of times, but I know it helps to relax, it helps you to find your balance, etc. So that is the first event that you can look forward to as an EPT member, right? We have our virtual yoga classes. Following that, we have the upcoming faculty week, but this is our EPT edition, right? Here you can come when we have the faculty week, you make sure you get in contact with your rep, any questions, any concerns, you find out, you get an update on what is taking place within your specific faculty. Then we have what is a very, very important and close to our hearts, the hamper drive. Now the hamper drive, why it's close to our hearts specifically at this time, given the climate that we are currently in, we understand that there may be a lot of persons who are in need. Now this hamper drive, we are doing it in collaboration with the Guild, and in doing that, we are a part of, as the EPT Society, we are looking specifically towards our evening and part-time society students, right? We understand that persons may be in need. Now there is a form, however, that form will be uploaded at a later date. So you must continue to check our socials and liaise with your rep just to find out when that form would be posted, where you would be able to just answer a couple of questions to determine whether or not you would be eligible for one of our available hampers to come, right? Added to that, when we were about to wrap up the semester, we need to wrap it up with a bang. So in doing that, the EPT Society has the part-time party with a full-time vibes, because if you all don't know, we are always about vibes, you're always about having a good time. Your university experience must not just be academic and being in a straight jacket, right? You must be able to have some time, unwind a bit, relax, have fun with your peers. So we have that upcoming as well, which is the part-time party, full-time vibes. Now you can get all of this information, one, on our socials. Two, you can look at, we have an EPT activities interest form where I believe Roland will be sharing that with you shortly, probably in the comments. And you can click that form and select the activities that you may be interested in. Added to that, as Roland would have mentioned, you can also send us suggestions, because we as the EPT Society don't just want to come and tell you what we have in plan. No, we have some ideas, but we also want to hear from you. What are some of your ideas and some of your plans? Some things you would like to see coming out of the EPT Society in terms of activities for this upcoming, well, this semester that we are presently in. All right, so that is my report for this evening. Roland, you can play the music now and we can continue. All right.
It's not time for music. Yes, it's not time for
okay.
music as yet. We will certainly have some music. I suppose even if the event is would this full-time party, part-time party, full-time vibes be a virtual event, or is it expected to be?
It will be a virtual event. Sadly, we cannot gather together, but trust me, the vibes would be just as good. You know, being there virtually, all of us, you're gonna have your sips, you're gonna have your things to eat. I mean, you're just gonna bring the vibes as an EPT Society. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You have me a little excited, you know. I can't just leave the university just like that. You know, it's my last year for my degree, so kind of looking forward to enjoying my, evening, my part-time experience at the university. So thank you very much. I will also ensure that persons do get the form filled out of members of the Evening Society. The link will be posted in the chat. In the chat boxes on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram as well. It also will be uploaded to the EPT Instagram page. So you can also check there for that link as well. You can also follow them or send your email rather to gilept@my.uwi.edu, and of course follow them at UWI-EPT on Instagram. So guys, those are some of the events that you can look out for as it comes out for this semester under the EPT Society. Please be excited. Tell the rest of your friends, tell the rest of your colleagues, we're not only about getting to work, getting to school, getting back to home. There is more to our experience and our journey as it relates to us being part-time and evening students at the university. Just to go back as well, I have two questions. One for Dr. Sarah Chinyanki. The question is, it says, how is the CAPS community dealing with the influx of students desirous of their services? And I think I would have asked something similar to this, but I don't know if you have a different response to.
I'm just checking, is it, how are we dealing with the extra amount of students? Is that?
Well, I believe that it's just, yes, more like she says the influx of students desirous of their services or of the services of the counseling.
Right. I would definitely say we have always been busy. So what we do to some extent, I think it's definitely true that we have more new students seeking services like post-COVID, because everybody is struggling with the online environment. If anyone is not struggling, something's the matter. So for sure, we're really pleased that students are reaching out, and sometimes students are reaching out with a lot more distress. And so one of the things we've done is we've kept more emergency slots available each day, because if a student reaches out in distress, we often try and do a little check-in, so nobody's waiting too long if they're in a great deal of distress. So one of the things we do is actually try and see people as soon as possible to at least check in and then, assess what's needed. I guess in a sense, we've added more counseling hours per day because we are not doing as many events as we might normally have done if we were on campus. And I think what's happened sometimes with COVID and online learning is not a lot of students want to log in again to Zoom for another workshop. So I think what's happened is we have refocused some of our energies, unless we're partnering with student groups like yourself. This evening, we've actually focused more of our energies in providing more timely counseling appointments, because that seems to be what students need a little bit more at the moment. So I hope that answers the question.
Most certainly. Thank you very much, Doc. I have one other question. This question would be for Ms. Ramkilawan of the Peer Counseling Association. Jackie George asks, how is the Peer Counseling Association services different from the services of CAPS that CAPS offer?
Okay, it's different in that we cannot give you clinical diagnosis, like I said before. So if you suspect that you might have a certain clinical disorder, let's say bipolar, we can't give you that assessment. You need to go to CAPS for that. And CAPS is more guaranteed to give you, how you would say, referrals to other, let's say, psychiatrists or psychologists, so you can meet up with them on weekends. So that will be the main difference. Peer counseling is we are your peers, so you'll actually be able to speak to us from somebody with your same experience. So any concerns you have, that is how we'll be able to help. But we are still trained in that regard.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Ms. Ramkilawan. And Jackie, I trust that the Peer Counseling Association would have answered your question. So guys, remember to please send any of your other concerns that you may have with us, for those of you viewing us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and those viewing on behalf of the Alma Jordan Library. I would now like to move on to the address by the librarian representative, Ms. Georgia Alexander. Ms. Alexander has been a professional librarian since 2005, having worked in special, public, and corporate libraries, and is currently the librarian responsible for the Circulation and Access Services Division at the Alma Jordan Library of the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus. Ms. Georgia Alexander, good night, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying this long with us. Thank you for taking the time to come and share the different services that will be available to those members of our society and what the library has to offer. So the floor is yours to do your due diligence on behalf of the Alma Jordan Library. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. Good evening to everyone. It's really nice to be here. I have a special spot in my heart for evening students because I started my higher education university journey as an evening student. I worked and went to UE as an undergraduate student. So this is a really nice opportunity to chat with you. I know the struggle is real, and that is not a cliche in the case of students. That is on point. So on behalf of the campus librarian, Mr. Frank Sudin, and the deputy campus librarian, Ms. Alison Dolan, they would like to wish you all success as you begin in some instances and continue your academic journey and beyond. I would just like to let you all know, for people who are not aware, I think the word has gone around by now that the Alma Jordan Library is currently still closed due to the Trinidad and Tobago government restrictions as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, our library staff are working remotely from home to continue to serve you to the best of their ability. And trust me when I say that, we've tried to put everything in place, adapt our services as far as possible to be able to deliver a certain level of service within these very challenging and uncertain times and restrictions. So just to give you a quick insight about the Alma Jordan Library. Now, the Alma Jordan Library is part of it's an umbrella of UE campus libraries, and there are several libraries such as the Norman Govan, the Roy Tech Library, the School of Education Library, the Medical Sciences Library, and there's the one at Mount St. Benedict. I can't remember the name to pronounce it, forgive me, but I'm still inviting you to look at our website where you can view and have all these resources and so forth. So I'm just going to go through quickly and tell you what we have to offer. Some of this you may already know, so it's reinforcement, and some of it you may not be aware of. So we have a wealth of resources in terms of e-resources, online resources that we're really encouraging students to tap into more than ever because of the situation of the building, the physical building being closed. So these resources are geared towards supporting teaching, learning, and research in electronic format. So we have databases. I have the statistics here, but I wouldn't go through all the statistics, just to tell you the kinds of resources we have. So we have databases, over 200 databases, and these databases are filled with scholarly articles. They are peer-reviewed, they are very sound. There's nothing wrong with Google. I fully endorse Google. It's a nice start. It's a good tool. It's a good aid. It's very helpful. Google is not just a search engine now. It's a noun. It's a verb. Google is everywhere. However, it's just one aspect. With these databases, you go into the invisible web where you can't access certain resources through Google because these are paid resources. So we have e-journal titles, we have e-books, we have monograms, cartographic materials such as maps, photographs, print journal titles, microfilms, visual materials, multimedia materials, and that's just to name us a few. So apart from a sizable body of Caribbean research, we also have these special collections, the heritage, which is like our unique gem collection. It's the West Indian and Special Collections Division that's located physically on the second floor. So those are some things. I mean, hopefully COVID won't be here forever. So just to give you an overall view of what the library has to offer. We also have services such as document delivery, which you can still access. So if you're looking for a particular article and you can't find it anywhere on our databases, you can send us an email and we would look for that article through the British Library and our other resources, mainly the British Library, and see if we can source that article for you free of charge. We have thesis checking where we go through citing and referencing. This is more to the end of your journey when you have to submit your thesis, your final projects. We have qualified librarians who go through and check your reference styles and that kind of thing to make sure that your thesis is sound, where as it refers to MLA or ALA, whatever Chicago Manual of Style, whatever your discipline requires before you submit it to be graded for your degree. We have web-based guides. We also have the ULink portal, which gives you access to all those resources that I told you about before, the books, the ebooks, the journals, that kind of thing. So it's basically like our Google for the library, to put it in simple terms. And very recently, our librarians at the Alma Jordan Library, we have designed and created a suite of videos. And this videos is to work with this virtual environment. It's called the AJL Know Your Library orientation for new and returning students. So normally we have a lot of fun and games, make it exciting. We blend in with Guildfest and that kind of thing. But because it's virtual, we decided to go with videos this year. We normally have sessions where we invite you to come and do information literacy. You sit with us for a short time and we go through and show you how to do a quick search and orientation. And we have fun prizes just for coming. Thanks for coming. And we draw things like iPads and that kind of thing. However, you know, we had to adapt. So we have these videos and I will share it with the evening part-time Ms. Wheeler, and so that you all could place it and properly position it on your various communication and social media platforms to share. So people can log in at their own leisure and see how to search the databases. They're quick, short, very informative videos, and our librarians took great care to prepare these just for you so that you will be guided appropriately. Of course, you could always reach out to us via email if you need further assistance. We have LibGuides that they also created, quick references to assist you with assignments, projects, along with a team of friendly and knowledgeable liaison librarians and staff who are there to guide you. They're willing and able. We have an Ask a Librarian online LibChat service where you can have your questions and queries answered in real time by a library staff member. And this service is available online. You can check it out on our website from Monday to Friday during the hours of 10 to 4, except on public holidays. There's also an extensive list of FAQs available on our website. So the more I speak, I think the more you'd realize that our website is a vast portal of all kinds of resources. You just need to take some time and explore it. We now have resumed our tablet device loans since the teaching and learning has migrated to a digital online platform. The university had embarked last year on tablet device loans to students who didn't have devices of their own to be able to not be left behind while doing their online school. And you can borrow these devices from Tuesday to Thursday from 10 to 3 p.m. We have an off-service Alma Jordan Library desk at the Sir Arthur Lewis Hall of Residence. That is on higher up on St. John's Road, St. Augustine. And however, you can request these devices by sending an email through the Office of the Deputy Campus Principal, and then it will be filtered out down to us from there. But the actual receiving of the device, you have to collect it at Sir Hall. Once you qualify, once you're eligible for a device, you will be granted one. So that is a relatively new service that started last year. Then we have the UWI Intellectual Property Help Desk. This desk was formed in collaboration with the St. Augustine Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, Stacy, and the Intellectual Property Office of the Ministry of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs. And it provides free IP consultancy to members of the UWI St. Augustine campus community. This basically is to enable the entire community to have ease of access to education, information, training, and advisory services in the field of IP. So if you have an invention, something to copyright, you just want to bounce off an idea as it pertains to intellectual property with a professional. These are trained and highly skilled, experienced consultants in the field. So now, because of the pandemic situation, where you used to have a walk-in into the Alma Jordan Library, where the physical desk and office is located, we used to have a consultant come in every second and fourth, well, 2 Thursdays per month, sorry, at the desk, and they would have consultations either by appointment or walk-ins. Now that has transitioned to a Zoom platform where you can book an appointment, and all of this is located on the Alma Jordan Library page. If you go to the page under the tab labeled Services and you scroll down, you will see IP Help Desk, and it gives you all the information of how to book a Zoom consultation with an IP professional. So just to go back, because of the COVID, some of the services that we also have are interlibrary loans, audiovisual room for events and for different things that you can choose to book that room for, computer labs, photocopying, printing, scanning equipment and facilities, microform access rooms, group study rooms, and areas of quiet study. Now I'm mentioning this just so you know what we have to offer. However, these services I just mentioned are temporarily suspended because of the pandemic, but I just want to give you all an overview of what we have to offer, as well as our Facebook page, which is very important because we have a nice rapport with the guild where we share their stuff, they share our stuff, all the updates, all these things that I'm telling you about, services, notices, informational flyers, everything is posted there, it's posted regularly. It's a very vibrant page. Anything you want to keep up with, apart from the Alma Jordan Library's website itself, the Facebook page is your next bet. We also answer student queries through the messenger portal of that page. I think we answer in a pretty timely manner. If anybody who's used it before, they could probably attest to that. So we would like, I'm always begging for a like. So we could please log in, check out our Facebook page. You can like, share, comment. We'd like to hear from you. So basically, that is my bit for the afternoon, but there's so much more to explore. And I wish you, on behalf of the Alma Jordan Library, every good success, good health and well-being on your academic journey. And I would just like to say that with all these services and everything that has gone before this evening, from counseling and all the different services, you're well on your way to a very successful academic journey. So thanks for having me. It really was a pleasure to be able to share what we have to offer. We hope that we make you into library ambassadors, that you will tell your peers, you encourage them virtually when we come back on site, that we would see you. We have very pleasant staff, especially my department, where the first people you see when you enter the building, the Circulation and Access Services Division. So we look forward to seeing you either virtually or in person. Take care.
Thank you so much, Ms. Alexander. There's a lot of information. The library certainly is on point with its distribution of services. I just have one question in case anyone would have liked to find us, and we would need to provide clarity in terms of what are just briefly some of the qualifying or requirements for loaning, accessing one of the equipments for loan, the tablets, that is. I think you're muted. I'm unable to hear you.
I'm sorry. So basically you send an email to deputy.principal@sta.ue.edu, the deputy principal's office. What they basically do, they take all the requests, they make sure that students are financially cleared, that you have to be a registered student of the UE. So they check that, and then they send the list to us. We do a check just to make sure you don't have any outstanding loans and fines and that kind of thing. If you do, we would ask you to pay it. And then we just basically tell you to go to the SAL hall, you get a loan, you sign an agreement, there's certain terms and conditions because it's a device, and you get a loan for 28 days. If you want to renew this loan, you send us an email and we would renew it. So you don't have to be going back and forth and that kind of thing. We just ask that students honor the period. We're very open, we're very accommodating. You can call us when we're in office. We are quick to respond because it's my department, cas@sta.ue.edu, and the CAS simply stands for Circulations and Access Services. So you send us an email and we will tell you, okay, you get another 28 days, because we know that students really need these devices because of the nature of the teaching platform being online now. So we would really like students to reach out. I will send the flyers. I have been circulating the flyers about the tablets and all the particulars when you go to the SAL hall. So I would share, now that I have a little closer contact with Ms. Wheeler and that kind of thing, I would send it directly to her, but I have been sharing with different aspects of the Guild Council who've been very helpful to us over the years. So we appreciate and really cherish that partnership to get the word out there, because peer-to-peer sharing is, tried and tested. You'll have a wider reach than we would. So we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you so much. We look forward to sharing information so that we can get that out there to the students on a greater and a wider scale. So thank you very much. I would have utilized library services before, and I am always impressed and thankful for the assistance that the library services would offer, even as an evening student coming into the library. So guys, at this time, I would like to just take some time, just to remind you all about things that we would have discussed over the last hour. We would have had our Guild Vice President, Mr. Malchon, here with us. He would have spoken to us about our Guild Fest that's coming up on the 30th of September till the 2nd of October. It is virtual, so please stay tuned for that. He would have spoken also about the upcoming AGM that is due to be launched as well for dates. He said to look out for the dates. It is going to also be an interesting and exciting event to look out for. We also had our chairperson, or the representative from the Evening and Part-Time Society, Ms. Wheeler. She brought her contributions, she highlighted that we will have more lives to come in the future. This was the first catch up with the EPT Society since it's in existence and so on. So we thank you for that. We would have introduced the reps of the Evening and Part-Time Society for the various faculties, spoken about counseling services that are available to our students. Dr. Chinyanki would have mentioned that the service is fully online, and that we would post the information for contacting the counseling centers and the various counselors on our Instagram page, so you can look out for that. She also spoke about there is an emergency walk-in, a virtual walk-in that occurs on Thursdays. That information too will also be posted on our social medias, so do look out for that as well. We had the Peer Counseling Association here with us, who would have given us a great depth and a brief depth of what they offer to us as students, and how they can coach and guide us along as being our peers and in the university. We had the EPT Society discussing what are the upcoming events. Guys, you continue to, again, look at our social media. You will find all the upcoming events. There is a form that is to be filled that would express your interest in the various events that are coming up, so that they can know how to cater for you and your needs and your desires as a student of the EPT Society. And lastly, we had the librarian, the representative from the Alma Jordan Library, who would have given us a detailed explanation or insight as to all the services that they offer, ranging from databases, ways to search for articles and scholarly journals, thesis checking statements, something that I never really knew that the library offered. So thank you so much, Ms. Alexander, for that information. Chats that we can access if there is any library concerns. All this information and more will be posted on our website, and also the services that is offered for if a student wishes to rent or borrow the electronic device for conducting classes and so on, especially for those who may be first-year students and now getting into the university. Please check out the Alma Jordan Library, and we will post the information so that you can have access to all of these services that the university has to offer, especially to us part-time, evening and part-time students. At this time, I will continue to thank all of you as the persons who would have taken the time to come and, share with us everything that we have heard today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at UESTAEPT, and you can send your emails as well as to the Guild EPT rep at myuw.uwi.edu. At this time, I would like to call on the EPT rep, Ms. Wheeler, so she can bring closing remarks for this afternoon's proceedings. Ms. Wheeler. It's Tanaya. I don't know, she's having some, is Ms. Kent here? Ms. Giselle Kent, the Deputy Chairperson. While Ms. Kent, Ms. Wheeler comes with us, again, guys, let me just reiterate the information for you. To visit the CAPS, the CAPS website for your virtual or your walk-in appointments. You go to sta.uwi.edu, DSDD counseling. That's the website to visit. It will also be posted on the social media, on our social media. For more information, there is a safe space coming up. Under CAPS, there's the information on safe space, and Mindful Mondays is also there as well. There you can also send your requests and make your requests via the websites, which will be provided for you. The information for the loans of for the digital devices would be deputy.principal@sta.uwi.edu. So do look out for those information, those pieces of information, so that you can make your requests and fill in as needed. So guys, I thank you so much for joining us. I know it's been a long hour and a couple more minutes. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to the Vice President of the Guild, Mr. Malchang, Dr. Chinyan Ki, the Ms. Ramkilawan of the PCA, Ms. Alexander of the library, and at Alma Jordan Library, and all our reps, committee members, and everyone who would have participated and view us online. Thank you so much for joining us. I bid you farewell, good night, and be certain to look out for more lives from the EPT Society. So thank you very much and have a good night.